All right, glad you found us tonight. Thanks for being with us on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee. Thursday, November 7th. Tonight, we're taking a look at the case of Mia Bailey. Bailey is accused of killing both of her parents, Gail and Joseph. This was back in June. Now, Bailey awaits another court appearance next week for not just the double homicide case or double murder case, but also an assault charge or two that stemmed from a recent incident in the Purgatory Correctional Facility. Ahead of that, I went in depth with the attorney representing Bailey's family. For much more on this case, that attorney represents Bailey's 3 siblings. Also, what is the family asking of the community right now?
What is their general feeling as we sit here now, almost 6 months after this took place, to their parents?
These types of homicides are always really difficult for the families, especially domestic violence homicide cases, because that's exactly what this was. You have to figure out how to process the fact that your loved one killed another one of your loved ones. And so that's really hard to deal with. They still, they've got to wrestle with those feelings of the person that they know and loved did something terrible to their parents. In this case, their sibling did this terrible thing to their parents. And that's hard because this is somebody, they have that love and that bond with people with both sides of that, and that can be really hard to process.
You mentioned focusing on rumors, speculation, and circumstances. Without getting into too much detail, what are you referring to?
Just some of the comments online were particularly hurtful to the family by speculating what their parents' positions were on certain issues. As we know, Mia is a member of the LGBTQ plus community, so some people had done some things or speculated on some things that they weren't supportive of Mia and that journey. And that's just not the case. And they just wanted people to know that their parents loved all people and were supportive parents to all 4 of them.
Where we stand today, Mia had a recent allegation in jail. And I know you're obviously familiar with that because that'll now be continued as part of the upcoming hearing in about a week or so, from what I gathered at the quick initial appearance the other day. What's the family's thoughts on, and has that been discussed with you, on the allegations of assault against jail staff just recently while Mia was incarcerated?
They haven't fully been brought up to speed on that, and I haven't either, as on the full incident, other than what's been released within the charging documents. So, they're hopeful that it is something that can be resolved quickly, so that way they can focus on justice for the parents and having that focus be on that rather than on things that were happening while she's been incarcerated.
And while we're on that topic of justice, on behalf of the family, what would be the justice served in the outcome? I know that can take a long time with the court process, but what is the ultimate feeling about what would be just in terms of a court proceeding and process and sentencing for what took place here?
I think they're putting their trust in the prosecutors on making those decisions, on doing all of that, and we fully support the prosecutors in Washington County for that, and trust them to make the best decisions in the interest of not only their parents, but also the state in general and the community in general. They did honor the family's wishes immediately in not pursuing a death penalty case, which was their main concern. They did not want this to end like that. And so I think for the remainder of it, they will still put their faith in the prosecutors and the county attorney's office that is prosecuting the case.
How did the siblings in this situation that you represent, how do they describe Mia to you? I mean, how did they describe their relationships with Mia, maybe over the years and before this took place?
I think they're shocked by what took place. As siblings grow up, it doesn't necessarily mean you are closer, but also there's been, obviously Mia's been dealing with a lot of issues over the last few years. And so it can be difficult to, that's something that they're still trying to figure out on processing how this happened exactly, or what exactly transpired, because we will probably never truly get those answers. And that's the hard thing for homicide victims, is that homicide survivors, I guess, is you will never really get the answers that you're seeking, and even if you do, it won't be satisfactory. So I think that's the focus for them, is just trying to heal from it while having to still deal with the criminal justice system.
What is the most important thing for the family right now and the siblings right now in terms of the message they'd like to share with the community as this works itself out now in the court process?
I think for them, the big thing that they're trying to focus on is honoring the memory of their parents, of Gail and Joseph, by showing love and support to everybody that they can, by just being good, kind, caring people, which is exactly who their parents were. They're doing whatever they can to extend grace and empathy to anybody that is going through a tough time or is understanding what they're now going through. They didn't certainly expect to be in this type of situation, but the big thing for them is that they would wish that our society as a whole is a lot less hateful and a lot more understanding and loving towards everybody.
What is the difficulty here in balancing? You mentioned they didn't want to pursue the death penalty, but you want justice. So how difficult is that in terms of, you've got a family member that allegedly killed two other family members? I mean, this is about as close-knit of a situation in terms of tragedy as it ever gets. How does someone go about balancing that in how they feel about what is right for justice served here for the individual that committed the crime?
And that answer will vary from family to family. And it could also depend on the relationship that the perpetrator had with the victim at the time. And so, I think the big thing for them is that they still fully don't know everything that transpired and went down, and we likely won't unless there is a trial where a lot of that comes out. There's that potential that we'll never really get those answers, even with a trial. And so I think for them, the key to finding that healing is to try to remember not only their parents the way that they would want, but also remember their sibling in a way that is not the same person that did this. It can be helpful, at least for the psyche, that way, to think of it that way, that the person that did this, although they are technically your sibling, it's not the same person that you remember that you had that loving, caring relationship with prior to this incident occurring. And that can be hard to balance. Finding that justice is something that, again, is individual for each family, and working with the prosecutors in any county that this would happen in is essential, and having that good relationship with them and understanding that they have to balance the interest for the public as well as a quick resolution, because these cases can take a long time. We're just getting started with this. It's not going to be quick. I would expect we will have at least another year and a half, if not longer, with this type of case, because it is 2 murders. It's very complicated, and there's a lot of moving pieces with it.
Catch up on our reporting on the Mia Bailey case. Head to our website, KUTV.com. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, much more on the investigation into a deadly house explosion yesterday in South Jordan. Just remarkable video. This security camera video capturing the moments a home exploded in South Jordan. This happened yesterday afternoon. Insulation and debris falling from the sky and spreading hundreds of yards around that area of the neighborhood. This is home surveillance video from that house next door. We just learned here just moments ago on 2 News in our studio that fire investigators with the city of South Jordan have confirmed that the cause of the explosion was a natural gas leak, and our crews are working to gather some more information on maybe the origin or locations of where that has been. We do know that some of the gas crews have been out at this scene all day long, and it's something that our 2 crews that have been out there have noticed in their coverage. So after crews put out the fire last night, they found the body of a 15-year-old boy among the debris. Kristen McPeak spent the day in this neighborhood as investigators worked to determine what the cause of the blast was, which we just told you was that natural gas leak causing the explosion, and also as they work to clean up the mess.
When you lose a child, that's nothing that really fixes that. So yeah, my heart just breaks for him.
CJ Mansfield got a call yesterday afternoon that an accident had happened in his South Jordan neighborhood.
They just heard a loud boom and a house shake.
Later, he checked his security video. This is what he saw. A loud boom, debris flying in different directions. The damage to his home?
Minimal. We were very lucky.
Now an investigation is underway into what happened. Gas and fire crews combing through the rubble all day, and cleanup has begun.
We had multiple different cities here helping out. Firefighters were great, first responders, everybody. Cleanup crew has been awesome.
Neighbors are heartbroken and are showing their support for the family.
It's been really cool to see everybody kind of rally around each other.
Well, we're learning more tonight about the teenager who was found dead after this massive home explosion in South Jordan. Again, that video coming from the neighboring home. Crews still on scene tonight, cleaning up the mess. That home literally flattened. And tonight, we're learning the 15-year-old victim in this explosion was smart, a lover of video games, and loved by his family and friends. Here's Brian Malahi.
Had a community of friends, had a lot of people that love him.
Kee'Onu Fuller, spokesman for a grieving family.
Like he still had his whole.
Emotional today, discussing the loss of a beloved teen.
You know, still figuring out life.
Whose body was found last night.
I think we're all pretty shocked. Praying for the people, the family that this happened to.
Bingham High, where the boy went to school today, announced his passing.
It's like a sad day for all the students here at Bingham. People around me knew him and they were talking about him today, and everyone was sad.
Just a loved brother and son, nephew and grandson by many.
Now to the latest wildfire information. We're segueing into California. Strong winds threatening to fuel the flames of the mountain fire in Ventura County, which is in Southern California. According to the latest data from CAL FIRE, it's burned roughly 14,000 acres, 0% contained. And officials say a number of buildings have been destroyed in this fire in Ventura County, and this would mean homes. We were seeing pictures and videos of this fire just ripping through homes, cars, everything. You see the pictures, they're just devastating. The fire exploded in size yesterday, burning a football field worth of land every 4 seconds, we're told. All right, from fire to ice, or fire to snow at least, and this is a little bit more positive. Tomorrow, Solitude Mountain Resort open for Icon and season pass holders. They got the link run going, one beginner run, the link lift up and running at 9 o'clock. They're just excited to get it going. Can you blame them? Parking is free, no reservations required. And the resort plans to open for the season on November 15th. They like to do this early, so maybe you can get your fix or bring the kids out, get them excited for the season. Another reminder tonight, Bryan Head Resort set to open for the winter season tomorrow. There will be a first chair celebration at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Navajo Express lift. And if you'd like to learn more about Bryan Head, we spoke about it on the show last night. It's also on our YouTube page. Meanwhile, Brighton will open 1 week from today, next Thursday. Guests can enjoy skiing and riding from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. They've got discounted lift tickets that are available online. They've got Majestic and Explorer spinning for you. You don't need parking reservations until December 1st. Boy, is that always a fun conversation to have. Parking reservations to go ski. Take it from here, Trent.
Pay to play, right?
Pay to play, baby. And then there's the places
Yeah.
that you don't have to pay to travel to pay to enjoy. So I don't know. I've got the feelings about it, but you know what? If you want the goods, you've got to pay for the goods, and everything costs more these days. So
Yep, and
there
especially
you go. Look at this.
Woodward Park City.
Yeah, I love it. Great cameras too, and they're blowing snow.
Yeah, they're blowing a ton of snow. They only had a couple of hours today where they actually had to turn those guns off because the temperatures have just been so cold.
Nice.
But right now, 26 degrees there at Woodward Park City, so a nice night to be blowing that snow. Of course, a mixture of compressed air and water being blown out of those guns and frozen temperatures even above freezing sometimes. It all depends on that relative humidity, a thing called a wet bulb temperature. You can ask your parents about that one. All right, there's that live look from Woodward Park City tonight as they kind of get ready to head for opening day here, which will be pretty soon. They can really pump out a lot of snow, and there's not a ton of ground to cover there. Overnight temperatures getting down to the single digits at 11,000 feet. And like I said, check out that daytime high temperature of 32 degrees at Albion Basin at the Alta ski area. Temperature is down towards the S turns, though, getting up into the mid-30s. So we're starting to warm up very gradually here over the next couple of days. That northerly flow keeping us very cold, though. A ridge of high pressure well off to the west, and that's what's fueling some of these gap winds down here towards Southern California, increasing that wildfire danger and, of course, causing those wildfires to really spread rapidly. Huge storm for southern Colorado and into northeastern New Mexico as this area of low pressure just continues to hang out. That was our storm from Election Day. It continues to sit here towards the Four Corners. Winter storm warnings and now a blizzard warning, a very rare blizzard warning for northeastern New Mexico. This goes all the way through Saturday morning, so they're not done yet. 1 to 3 more feet of snow. Yes, feet of snow, potentially in some isolated areas by the time all is said and done. And that northerly flow continues to pump in colder air into Washington County, where we didn't necessarily get down to freezing at our official climate station down there in St. George last night, but we have another chance tonight. Outside areas outside of the St. George metro area definitely got below freezing last night, and they'll do so again tonight into tomorrow morning. That's why that freeze warning is in place. Lows tonight, 32 in St. George, 18 in Cedar City. Another bone-chilling night for many locations. Temperatures in the upper 20s, near 30 degrees here across the Wasatch Front. And for tomorrow, temperatures into the 40s. Like I said, warming up very gradually here over the next couple of days. 49 in Salt Lake City, a little bit warmer up there in Ogden. 59, close to 60 degrees, but not quite down there in St. George with a lot of sunshine. So that sunshine will definitely feel nice with these cooler temperatures. Here's the latest on that area of low pressure that's going to slowly move off to the east here over the next couple of days. And just look how massive this snowstorm is. Really high intensity snowfall rates and even some thunderstorms out ahead of it. The active weather continues. Here's that area of low pressure. It pushes off to the east. A ridge of high pressure sets up for the weekend, giving us very comfortable temperatures, very pleasant skies. And then we're potentially watching a storm that'll roll in maybe Tuesday here. The latest models suggesting that it's not going to be as strong as we quite thought yesterday, but then we might have another storm here as we head towards the middle of the month. So it looks like we're going to continue this active weather here over the next couple of days, if not the next couple of weeks. 59 in St. George goes to the 60s. In fact, 66 on Sunday, close to 70 degrees, but not quite on Monday. And we're just hanging out there in the 60s for most of next week as well. Here in Salt Lake City, sunny skies all the way through Saturday. A couple of clouds mixing in on Sunday. Temperatures getting into the 50s, maybe 60 degrees on Monday. Chance of showers on Tuesday. It looks like it's going to stay all rain, Brian. Kind of a mild storm. Like I said, not looking as good as it did yesterday, but we can take all the precipitation we can get and also some cooler temperatures on the backside of that storm system, which means continued snowmaking and great weather conditions for some of those opening days there as we head towards Thursday and Friday of next week up at the mountains.
You know, it feels kind of like hockey weather, Trent.
Oh,
We've
it
been
does.
keeping an eye on what's going on with the Utah Hockey Club, so it's fitting there with the temperatures where they are. Thank you very much. Coming up on Arc Salt Lake this weekend, college football rivalry, the big one here in the Beehive State. The Cougs and the Utes doing the business in Salt Lake. More on the matchup next. It is college football rivalry week as the Utes and Cougars prepare for their first head-to-head matchup since 2021. The game is Saturday night, Rice-Eccles Stadium, with an 8:30 kickoff.
Yeah, it's the first matchup between the two teams in Salt Lake since 2018, and it's the 102nd meeting overall. We'll share live in-depth coverage from the Rice-Eccles Stadium this Saturday at 5:30, starting at 5:30 o'clock.
I will be out there, 5:30 o'clock. I'll
5:30
see you
o'clock,
then,
baby.
baby. High school football playoffs continue this week. Earlier this season, Timpview beat Orem 35-21 to win the Region 7 title. The longtime rivals have a rematch in the state quarters.
Yep, and the game kicks off Friday at 3 o'clock. You can watch it on KJazz, Channel 14, and KMYU.
Looking ahead to next week, Utah National Guard hosting the 69th annual Veterans Day concert. That's at the Tabernacle on Temple Square, 7 o'clock Monday, free and open to the public. Honoring all who serve. That is the theme this year. Our theme is we'll see you tomorrow. That's it.